One of the original SUVs, the Ford Explorer has been providing family transportation for nearly 25 years. Today's 2015 model, the largest and most luxurious yet, provides 3 rows of seating, 3 different engine choices, decent cargo space for the kids and their stuff, and a sleek and handsome profile. It's certainly a good fit for almost any family's garage. However, this isn't the 90s anymore, and competition is rising in this segment. So let's go ahead and check out if the Ford Explorer could still compete in the large crossover SUV segment. Now this one I have here is the Sport trim in a very nice tuxedo black metallic exterior. And essentially the Explorer Sport is going to give you 20-inch wheels, a sport-tuned suspension, front sport seats, a unique interior and exterior trim details, and then you can get a package which adds keyless ignition and entry, a power lift gate, and a bunch of other luxury amenities and goodies. However, the styling of the Explorer Sport, I love the styling of the Sport much more than the regular Explorer, as you can see right here. I think really the Explorer Sport really stands out in this segment. Now coming to the rims, you have 22-inch Motiv wheels, but these are actually aftermarket rims, of course. Now coming to this Sport model over here, these are what the stock rims look like on the Sport trim. But our tester has the aftermarket rims. Now here's the key fob design. Kind of looks weird in my opinion, the shape of it, but it's kind of long, I have to say. But you have your panic button to release your tailgate, your unlock and your lock, and your remote engine start too. And the buttons have a pretty nice, decent feel to it. Now you do have smart key access on the driver and passenger door. And you do have a black leather interior. Power driver seat controls with your power recline and power lumbar too. Now access inside of the Explorer is actually pretty good, at least for the front passenger seats. Now you do have push button ignition, of course. Just put your foot on the brake, hit the button to start. Full leather wrapped steering wheel. Now you do have a 6-speed automatic transmission. Nothing too noteworthy about the transmission, it's just a regular 6-speed. However, you do have different driver selectable modes. You have a snow, gravel, and grass mode, a sand mode, and a mud rut mode, and a normal mode. And you do have downhill descent control. But this all controls your different driver selectable modes. And then putting it into reverse displays your rear view camera, of course, and you do have rear parking sensors. That's what you're hearing, the beeping sound is because of the rear parking sensors. Now you do have manual shiftability via the paddle shifters as well. And let's go ahead and con the lights and the hazards. Driver's window and passenger window are fully automatic. And let's go ahead and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors with LED turn signals and blind spot monitoring. The Ford Explorer has definitely changed a whole lot since it came out in the early 90s. It's now a full-on crossover. You have halogen projector beam headlights with halogen fog lights too. And you have your big Explorer badging right up there. Now under the hood of the Explorer you will find a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 engine EcoBoost. Now most engines that you will get on the Explorer are going to come with a regular 3.5 liter V6. Now optional is also a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that is very fuel efficient. And if it's maximum fuel economy that you want out of the Explorer, you're definitely going to want to go with that turbocharged 4-cylinder. However, if it's the most power that you want out of the Explorer, this 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 will definitely satisfy you with its power. Now, pricing of the Explorer for the base model starts at $30,600, and then you have the XLT, which starts at $32,900, and then you have the Limited, which starts at $38,100, and then the Sport model starts at $42,670. Now, competitors of the Explorer are the Toyota Highlander, Dodge Durango, and maybe even the Jeep Grand Cherokee. However, the Grand Cherokee is in sort of a class of its own. And then you have the Honda Pilot, Chevrolet Traverse, and the Nissan Pathfinder. It's a very crowded segment, very large growing segment, I have to say. Especially in recent years, the segment has grown very considerably. Now, total vehicle price is $50,665, not a cheap car. And like I said, EPA estimates are rated at 16 in the city and 22 on the highway, with 18 combined. Now, coming to the rear, you have full LED tail lamps, dual exhaust tips too, and I love the way the tail lamps are designed and how they're smoked out on the Sport model. Then you have your Sport trim badging right there, and your rear parking sensors, of course. Rear window wiper with the rear window defroster too, of course. And your EcoBoost badging right there. Pretty stylish. And of course, all your full power accessories. Power folding exterior mirrors too. And your memory seat settings for 3 people. Nice soft touch armrest with nice stitching, and it's padded on the mid door panel as well as the upper door panel. And you do have chrome door handles too. And let's go ahead and rev up that EcoBoost motor and see how she sounds. Alright. Now, build and materials in the Explorer are pretty good for the most part. You have nice soft touch materials everywhere, and build quality is excellent, better than they were in the 2000s. And mostly everywhere where you touch has a nice soft touch feel, and Ford has definitely stepped up their game with this generation Explorer. Now, coming down here, you have your cup holders, which are illuminated too. They have a nice ring lighting that goes around them. Then down here you have an SD card slot, an auxiliary input, 2 USB ports, and a power outlet. Now, coming to your center consoles, nice soft touch, of course, nice and stitched too. Then you have a power outlet right there, and the center console is pretty deep too. Now, seating comfort in the Explorer, I actually like these seats quite a lot. They're nice and well bolstered, just the right amount of side bolstering, and then they have a very nice cushy feel, very soft pillowy headrest. Great for long road trips, great for a family car. Now, coming to your steering wheel, and this steering wheel design is kind of getting a little old in my opinion. This is reminds me of 2011. It's just a little dated in my opinion. However, it still is very functional. But however, over here, these controls right here are going to control your little information center right there. And then this is your cruise control, and you have adaptive cruise control too. Now, coming to these set of buttons over here, you have your Bluetooth, voice recognition, your steering wheel mounted audio controls, of course. And then these set of buttons right here control this little information center right there. Now, I'll get to those information centers in just a second. Now, you do have your garage home link, auto dimming rearview mirror, of course, your sunglass container, And you have an ultra view sunroof that extends all the way into the back. Very nice. Now coming to the main center stack, these are all touch sensitive buttons right here. And the responsiveness is not that great. Sometimes it doesn't work when you need it to. Now it's improved over since when the Explorer came out in 2011. However, there's still a little bit of error. But you do have dual zone automatic climate control. I just wish Ford went with traditional knobs and buttons. I think they're trying to be more about stylish and cool over user-friendly and intuitiveness. But you do have dual zone automatic climate control. And here's your temperatures and your fan speeds. Your recycling mode too. And these set of buttons right here control your My Ford Touch interface, and they're also touch sensitive as well. And this button right here controls if you want the your radio on or off, and then you have your tune and your seek track. Now media sources on this car include all the basics: Bluetooth streaming audio, CD player, AM, FM, satellite radio, auxiliary input, of course, USB ports, all the basic stuff here. You also do have the SD card slot as well. And as far as the responsiveness of the My Ford Touch interface, it has definitely improved over from what it was in 2011. That was horrible. And I could see the improvement. It definitely got better. The responsiveness of the system. And to go to your nav, you have to actually insert a SD card slot. Now basically everything is separated into 4 main corners, and I'm glad that Ford didn't put the My Ford Touch system way up here in the dash like how they did in the Escape and the Focus. It kind of makes it hard to reach. I'm glad they put it down here. Now you do have your heated seats, your heated steering wheel. This is where you'll find all your comfort, luxury amenities. And your different zones for your climate control too. But you don't have to use these set of buttons for the climate control. You can actually use the buttons up here. It's kind of interesting why they would have 2. Now visibility out of the Explorer is not best in class. However, for the most part it is okay. However, if it's best in class visibility you want, you definitely want to go with the Honda Pilot that has the best in class visibility. Now, one thing that I do not like about the Explorer is that the way it drives, it kind of feels bigger than what it really is, I have to say. And it really feels bigger behind the wheel. And I think that's because of the way the hood goes. It's all raised up and stuff. And it just feels quite large. It's a quite large SUV. It almost feels like a full-size SUV. Now, as far as the ride goes, the ride is actually very nice in the Explorer. It's very compliant, very absorbent, sucks up road bumps very well, especially in the sport trim too, which you would expect it to have a firmer ride with its sport tuned suspension. However, that is not the case. It still makes for a very comfortable daily driver. Now, on this car you will also find, like I said, blind spot monitoring, a power tilt and telescopic steering wheel, power adjustable pedals as well. Now coming over here to this little screen, this is going to show you all your vehicle information, your trip odometer, of course, your fuel economy data, your driver assistance, like your blind spot detection, your forward collision warning, sensitivity on it too, your rear cross traffic alert, your adaptive cruise control, your rear parking aid, and your trailer sway. You also do have the My Key, personal vehicle settings like the lighting and the locks, the easy entry and exit, oil life, and the power lift gate. So many different settings on here that you can change. And then this displays what mode you're on in your intelligent four-wheel drive system. Then your speedometer too. Now coming over here, this is going to basically show all the information of your My Ford Touch Now coming over here, this is basically going to show you all your information of your MyFord touch system. Like what radio station you're on, and an integrated compass on your navigation, and Bluetooth phone too. But overall, as far as the gauges go, I really do like the gauges. Nice baby blue on the needle, and then I love the white illumination that goes around it. Alright, and let's go ahead and shut down the Explorer. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the car. The most important part, the trunk capacity, as well as the rear seat legroom. Let's go ahead and pop the tailgate. Now coming to the cargo capacity, this is where the Explorer lags behind the competition. The cargo capacity is below average for the class. However, you do have power folding third row seats. Just by the touch of a button, one touch automatic. Very easy to use. And then you could click if you want it for the right side or the left side, or both of them too. And then you do have a power outlet right there too. Now built-in materials do follow through in the rear for the most part. They cheapened out on the plastics back here, very hard to the touch, but it does have a nice graining to it. And the mid-door panel and these armrests are nice soft touch and nice and stitched too. Now you do have second row reclining seats too. Now I'm actually quite surprised. The room back here is actually very mediocre for the class. And I'm about 5'11", and this is where my driving position would be, and my knees are actually touching the seat, which I'm very surprised. The Explorer's interior is not that roomy, I have to say, but you do have dual mat pockets, a rear center armrest with cup holders, and I kind of was expecting heated seats for $50,000. On the Grand Cherokee you can get heated rear seats for 50 grand. You have cup holders back here, 150 watt power outlet, and automatic climate control back here in your different zones, and a power outlet back here too. But you don't even have a rear seat entertainment system or anything like that. Pretty expensive for what you get, and interior is not that roomy compared to the class. But you do have second row reclining seats at least. However, the seats themselves are actually pretty comfortable, I have to say. Now to get into the third row, just pull this up, this little lever right here, and then pull this up again, and then slide right in. But this seat has to be forward. Now back here, the third row is almost not even usable. I'm very cramped back here, but you do have cup holders and a little storage cubby right here. But this is definitely only recommended for small little children. It's actually very cramped back here, and of course, as would expected, the thigh support is terrible, but that's pretty much in any large crossover. Alright. You do have a full powered passenger seat with power recline and power lumbar too. Your glove box compartment, nice and damp, lined with felt too, very high quality. Alrighty. So it's not as versatile or roomy as some other large crossover SUVs, and that is a very crucial aspect to a large crossover SUV. But however, the 2015 Explorer is an okay pick if you're looking for a high-end cabin and long list of advanced features, as well as fuel efficient and strong engines too. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.